In a world of rapidly advancing technology, speed is the ultimate advantage. It's the fine line that separates a regular aircraft from one that becomes nearly invisible, blazing through the sky at astonishing speeds, disappearing before anyone can see it. These high-speed aircraft have revolutionized military power with their unmatched capabilities. But which of these machines can achieve mind-blowing velocities? And which nation boasts the largest fleet of these stealthy, elusive aircraft? Join us as we explore the capabilities of some of the invisible aircraft that have changed the dynamics of the military world. Beginning with an aircraft that currently holds the world record for the fastest manned aircraft. The North American was used at such extreme speeds that it did not use traditional steering methods like drag over fins, but instead used rocket thrusters. This allowed it to reach altitudes higher than 62 miles, which was one of its world records. When it was operational, this aircraft was awarded with 3 different records in the history of aviation. It was the first operational spaceplane. It reached a height of more than 62 miles, and it flew more than 6 times the speed of sound, which is about 5,099 miles per hour. To be stable at such super high velocities, it features a large wedge tail. However, it had a disadvantage. At lower speeds, the drag was extremely high due to the tail. Therefore, a B-52 Stratofortress had to carry it up to a certain altitude before dropping it, at which point it ignited its own engines. One of the features that made the X-15 is its rocket engine. The X-15 was powered by an XLR-99 rocket engine, which burned liquid oxygen and anhydrous ammonia. This engine was incredibly powerful and could provide the thrust needed for high-speed flight. The exhaust gases from the rocket engine were expelled at high velocities, generating a reactive force that propelled the aircraft forward. The X-15's cockpit was pressurized, providing a controlled environment for the pilot and protecting them from the extreme conditions encountered during high-speed, high-altitude flight. The aircraft had an ejection seat for emergencies, ensuring the pilot's safety. This hypersonic aircraft was also equipped with various instruments and sensors to collect data on aerodynamic forces, temperatures, pressures, and other factors. This data was crucial for advancing our understanding of high-speed flight and improving aerospace engineering. Its pioneering research on high-speed flight and aerodynamics directly influenced the design and engineering principles of the SR-71 Blackbird. Insights gained from the X-15's performance and data collection played a key role in developing the Blackbird, which became one of the fastest and most iconic aircraft in aviation history. Moving on to Russia's Sukhoi Su-27 flanker with a top speed of 1,788 miles per hour. This aircraft was built for air superiority to counter the new American advanced fighters such as the F-15 Eagle. It is armed with a 30mm gun and 10 external pylons that can hold both air-to-air heat-seeking short and medium-range missiles. Due to all its accomplishments and popularity, it has many different variants, some of which are top modern even today. 43 years after the first flight of the flanker in 1977. This aircraft is similar in shape to the MiG-29, but much bigger. It has wings that connect to the middle of the body with a semi-delta shape, and the tips are modified for missiles or electronic equipment. The jet uses a tailed delta wing design with regular horizontal tailplanes. It was the first Soviet jet to use a fly-by-wire control system, which helps it be very agile. It can handle low speeds and high angles well, as shown by its ability to perform impressive maneuvers like the Cobra or Pugachev's Cobra during air shows. The naval version of the Su-27, known as the Su-27K or Su-33, includes canards at the front of the wings to help with lift and shorter takeoff distances. These canards are also found on some Su-30, Su-35, and Su-37 models. One unique thing about this aircraft is that it is fitted with a Phasotron N001 radar system that can track targets while scanning and has the ability to detect and engage targets from below. It also has an OLS-27 infrared search and track system in the nose with a range of about 80 to 100 kilometers. For armament, the Su-27 has a 30mm Grezhev-Shipunov GSH-31 cannon and up to 10 hardpoints for carrying missiles and other weapons. It typically carries a mix of R-73 and R-27 or AA-10 Alamo missiles, including versions with extended range and infrared guidance. Next on the list of extremely fast aircraft is the formidable General Dynamics F-111 Aardvark. This aircraft is not just a fighter jet, but a tactical bomber capable of flying at 1,902 miles per hour. Before its retirement in 1998, it had 9 hardpoints and 2 weapon bays, together with being able to deliver a payload of 31,526 pounds of bombs. A nuclear bomb, air-to-air missiles, or a 2,000-round machine gun could be fitted. However, due to the Aardvark's rolling air, it was rarely fitted with the gun. The Aardvark was the first aircraft in production with a variable sweep wing configuration, which is why it was also tested for carrier-based operations. However, this was never completed, although there were some successful trials. Moving on to an iconic U.S. fighter, the McDonnell Douglas F-15 Eagle. The Eagle has been claimed to be one of the most successful aircraft ever built and is still in service with the U.S. Air Force. It was introduced in 1976 and will continue to be a part of the Air Force beyond 2025. Almost 1,200 F-15s were built, and it has been exported to countries such as Japan, Saudi Arabia, and Israel. These aircraft were produced until 2019. It was first designed as an air superiority aircraft, but later the F-15 Strike Eagle, an air-to-ground derivative, was built. It can load a variety of Sparrow, Sidewinder, 120 AMRAAM, drop bombs, or external fuel tanks on its 11 hardpoints. Together with its 20mm M6101 Vulcan gun, it is no surprise that this buster has over 100 confirmed aerial combat victories. The basic versions of this supersonic aircraft, called the A and C models, have only one seat and are primarily used for air combat superiority. The B and D models have an extra seat for training, but can also fight. The E model uses the second seat for a crew member who manages the weapons. A unique thing about the Airfighter, compared to other modern fighter jets, is that it doesn't have turkey feather covers on its engine nozzles. These covers were removed because they caused problems and increased air resistance by 3%. An extraordinary event happened in 1963 when an Israeli F-15D, after losing most of one wing in a collision, still managed to land safely. The pilot, Zeevi Nadivi, controlled the severely damaged plane by using maximum engine power and landing at double the normal speed. Tests later showed that such control was only possible within a very narrow range of speeds and wing angles. This incident led to research into making flight control systems that can adapt to damage. A multi-mission avionics system in the F-15 includes a variety of tools and systems, a head-up display, advanced radar, an inertial guidance system, flight instruments, ultra-high-frequency communications, navigation systems, and an electronic warfare setup. It also has systems for identifying whether other aircraft are friends or foes, an electronic countermeasures suite to trick enemy radar and sensors, and a central digital computer to process all this information. The HUD on the F-15 shows important flight and target information right in front of the pilot. This allows the pilot to see everything they need to track and attack an enemy aircraft without looking away from the front windshield, even in bright or dim lighting. This aircraft uses sophisticated radar systems that can detect targets above and below the aircraft, ignoring disruptions from ground objects. These radars can spot and follow both large and small, fast-moving objects from far away to very close, and from high altitudes to nearly ground level. The radar information helps the computer direct weapons accurately. In close combat, the radar quickly spots enemy aircraft, and this data shows up directly on the HUD. The jet's electronic warfare system alerts the pilot to threats and can automatically disrupt enemy tracking. The radar was later upgraded to an active electronically scanned array version in the APG-63 V2 and V3 models, which uses a very flexible radar beam to quickly update positions and track multiple targets. This upgraded radar works with the F-15's weapons and enhances the effectiveness of missiles like the AIM-120 AMRAAM, allowing the pilot to handle multiple targets at once. It can carry various air-to-air weapons and also has an automated system that helps the pilot use these weapons effectively and safely. The system shows information on the head-up display and has weapon controls on the engine throttles or control stick. When the pilot switches weapons, the HUD automatically updates to show information for the chosen weapon. The Mikoyan MiG-31 Foxhound also made it to the list. With an exceptional speed of 2,153 miles per hour, the next aircraft on our list is the Mikoyan Gurevich MiG-31 Foxhound. This aircraft was once available for tourist flights. Due to its enormous twin engines, it was able to fly at supersonic speeds at both high and low altitudes. The weapons it has at its disposal include a 23mm gun with 260 rounds under the fuselage, 4 R-33 air-to-air heavy or 6 R-37 air-to-air missiles on pylons, long or medium-range missiles, short-range IR missiles, or a special medium-range air-to-air missile for high-speed targets. The aircraft's design includes a long, slender fuselage with a twin-engine nacelle, a large wing with a variable sweep, and a distinctive twin-fin tail. The two powerful D-30F6 turbofan engines provide the thrust required to achieve supersonic speeds. The wings are swept back during high-speed flight to reduce drag and enhance stability. It also incorporates advanced avionics and radar systems for tracking and engaging targets. Its Zaslon phased array radar, with look-down and shoot-down capabilities, can track multiple targets simultaneously and guide the aircraft's R-33 air-to-air missiles to engage them effectively. In terms of armament, it carries a variety of air-to-air missiles, including the R-33, R-40, and more modern R-77 missiles. These weapons give it a potent offensive capability in addition to its role as an interceptor. Moving on to the Bell X-2 Starbuster. The Starbuster was an American research aircraft, which had its first flight in 1955 and was retired in 1956. It was a continuation of the X-2 program, and its area of investigation was to see how aircraft behaved when flying at speeds higher than 1,052 miles per hour. As can be understood, it did not carry any weapons and featured a back-swept wing, which minimized air resistance, allowing it to achieve a stunning speed. However, soon after this speed was attained, the pilot, Milburn G. Apt, made a sharp turn and the aircraft tumbled out of control. He could not regain control of the aircraft and bailed out. Unfortunately, only the small parachute of the escape shuttle opened, and he hit the ground at too high a speed. This fatal crash ended the Starbuster program. Checking out the designs, the Bell X-2 was a sleek and slender aircraft with a design focused on achieving high speeds and altitudes while maintaining stability and control. Its key design features included a long, slender fuselage that minimized aerodynamic drag, swept-back wings for stability at hypersonic speeds, a powerful XLR-25 rocket engine that burned a mixture of liquid oxygen and alcohol for thrust, and a pressurized cockpit with an ejection seat for pilot safety. Its operation was centered around its rocket engine and its mission to achieve extreme speeds. It was carried aloft by a B-50 Superfortress bomber to its launch altitude, and upon release, the XLR-25 rocket engine was ignited, propelling the X-2 forward at extraordinary speeds. As it accelerated, the X-2 broke the sound barrier and achieved altitudes approaching 126,000 feet, setting records for both speed and altitude. Throughout its missions, the X-2 was equipped with various instruments and sensors to collect data on aerodynamic forces, temperatures, pressures, and other factors. This information was crucial for understanding the challenges of high-speed, high-altitude flight and advancing aerospace technology. The next aircraft on the list is the Soviet Union's Mikoyan MiG-25 Foxbat. Born during the Cold War rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union, this aircraft emerged in response to the need for a high-speed, high-altitude interceptor and reconnaissance aircraft to counter American reconnaissance planes like the U-2. In 1964, the MiG-25 took its inaugural flight, marking a significant milestone in aviation history. Distinguished by its remarkable speed, the MiG-25 could attain Mach 2.83, positioning it among the fastest aircraft of its era. Its powerful engines and aerodynamic design enabled it to soar to altitudes exceeding 80,000 feet, granting it access to the stratosphere. These characteristics rendered the MiG-25 an exceptional interceptor, capable of swiftly engaging and neutralizing incoming threats. Originally designed as an interceptor, the MiG-25 was subsequently modified for reconnaissance missions. It could venture deep into enemy territory, equipped with advanced cameras and sensors. While its high speed and altitude capabilities allowed it to evade enemy defenses and gather crucial intelligence, durability and strength were integral to the MiG-25 design. Constructed from stainless steel, a material capable of withstanding the high temperatures generated at high speeds, the aircraft exhibited robustness and the ability to endure the stresses of supersonic flight. Its reliable and powerful Tumansky RR-15 series engines significantly contributed to its exceptional performance. The MiG-25 stood as a testament to engineering prowess during the Cold War, symbolizing the competition between superpowers in the quest for military superiority. Saddam Hussein's ambitions for regional dominance and a strengthened military prompted Iraq's pursuit of advanced weaponry, including the formidable MiG-25 Foxbat aircraft. Iraq's diplomatic and military relations with the Soviet Union, a major global arms supplier, played a pivotal role in this endeavor. The context of Iraq's tumultuous relationship with Iran, culminating in the Iran-Iraq War, necessitated the acquisition of advanced military hardware. The MiG-25, known for its high speed and altitude capabilities, was deemed valuable in regional tensions. The Soviet Union, with a keen understanding of Middle Eastern geopolitics, was willing to supply Iraq with the MiG-25 as part of its broader strategic interests. Iraq's alignment with the Soviet Union further facilitated the acquisition of these advanced aircraft. The procurement process included financial negotiations and technology transfers. The first batch of MiG-25s arrived in Iraq in the late 1970s, marking the beginning of their integration into the Iraqi Air Force. Throughout the Iran-Iraq War, the MiG-25 proved to be an invaluable asset. These aircraft were actively employed, particularly in reconnaissance missions over Iranian territory. Their exceptional speed and altitude capabilities allowed them to operate effectively in the dynamic and complex war theater, gathering vital intelligence amid the chaos of the conflict. The MiG-25's contribution to Iraq's military capabilities was evident during this tumultuous period in the Middle East. This jet was a Soviet machine built to intercept American aircraft during the Cold War, like the SR-71 and other high, slow-flying surveillance aircraft. Since it was built to intercept the SR-71, it required extreme speed, hence its 2,435 miles per hour top capability. Unlike the Blackbird, the Foxbat featured 4 air-to-air missiles, making it an interceptor rather than a reconnaissance aircraft. It never shot down a Blackbird, but it has had many other successful combat missions, such as in the Iran-Iraq War. Over 1,100 Foxbats were built between 1964 and 1984. However, its use is limited today, with its only users being Russia, Syria, Algeria, and Turkmenistan. Last aircraft on the list is one that left its impact in history, the iconic Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird. After its introduction in 1966, this aircraft has been used by both the USAF and NASA. 32 Blackbirds were built, all used for reconnaissance and experimental research. This aircraft also featured stealth technology, but if it was against all odds spotted by enemy forces, it could outrun the interceptors or surface-to-air missiles that were fired at it, thanks to its exceptional speed. The Blackbird was so fast that the air in front of it did not have time to escape, hence building up a huge pressure and raising the temperature of the aircraft, which could reach several hundred degrees. The high temperature caused the metal to expand, which is why it had to be built in small pieces. Because of this, the aircraft actually leaked oil when not being used. It was celebrated not only for its iconic design, but also for its extraordinary speed. This remarkable aircraft could maintain cruising speeds that exceeded 3 times the speed of sound, reaching approximately 2,200 miles per hour. Such unparalleled velocity earned it a well-deserved place in history as one of the fastest aircraft ever created. Furthermore, the aircraft could soar at altitudes of 85,000 feet or even higher, venturing well into the stratosphere. This high-altitude, supersonic combination provided the Blackbird with a decisive edge, allowing it to effortlessly outpace and outmaneuver most enemy defenses and interceptor aircraft. In the realm of aerial dominance, the Blackbird was a true pioneer, setting new standards for speed and altitude. Its sleek and unique design minimized its radar cross-section, making it challenging for enemy radar systems to detect and track. With in-flight refueling, the SR-71 had an impressive range, allowing it to cover vast distances on a single mission. The Blackbird remains an iconic aircraft that would always be remembered for its unrivaled capabilities. Its speed and altitude capabilities were unmatched, and it played a significant role in intelligence gathering during a crucial historical period. It still captivates aviation enthusiasts and the general public for decades after its retirement. Thanks for watching. While you are still here, click on the link appearing on your screen to check out another of our videos. See you there.